Hello, my loves. Welcome back to Behati Love Notes. I'm so grateful that you are here with me now. We're going to start by calling in the energy of our angels and our guides, especially while I bless the deck and separate the deck so we have fresh energy all over these cards. Angels and guides from the highest lights of the universe, I thank you so much for this moment now. It's a beautiful one. I feel the abundance radiating all around us now. I feel the presence of love and peace. I feel the blessing in this moment. I ask that you speak to each of us individually through the cards. Protect the viewer, and may they receive insight, clarity, and guidance into whatever it is that they might be experiencing now. Whatever they may hear, let it be fully received for their highest and greatest good. First card to jump out is the Page of Cups. I didn't realize that there was a little shadow here, so let me see if I can move things around a little bit. Today was a very busy one for me. Very, very busy. A lot of changes going on in the my apothecary space. Okay, let's see. All good changes, though. All very, very good changes. Okay, we have the High Priestess. We have the Emperor, the Eight of Wands. And then we have Ace of Wands reversed and Four of Swords. Spirit wants to talk to you about your leadership. When the Emperor shows up, this can be masculine energy, but it's right now it's showing up as leadership qualities, really important qualities and traits that it is that you're meant to showcase right now. Even though the Emperor is a male, it doesn't necessarily have to be a male person who is showing up in this reading. This could be your own masculine energy presenting itself. One thing I sense with the Emperor is there's an energy of, I know who I am, I know what I want, I know how to get it, I am capable. There's a strategy that I always sense when I shuffle and use this card, the Emperor card, because he's holding the chess piece. And every action that he takes, ruled it by Aries here, every action that he takes is very deliberate and methodical. It's interesting because the next few cards that I am seeing is the High Priestess and then the Four of Swords. And in both of these cards, their eyes are closed. And it's when we're resting or when we're quiet that our subconscious mind and our intuitive mind has all of the space to wonder, to expand, to explore, to receive, to be receptive to information and messages to the divine, especially if you've been someone who has been experiencing or recovering from burnout. Ace of Wands is here reversed. For some of you guys, I'm getting a sense that you feel like you're actually at the end of your rope with something, that you think that there's not really a whole lot more that can happen in order to turn this thing around. I'm almost getting a sense of acceptance, and I feel that the divine is speaking into the masculine side of you that says, this is not how this story ends. There is a new chapter here. There's a new venture here. I believe that if there's one thing that Spirit wants you to receive right now, it's the ability to go to your altar space, your quiet space, or before you go to sleep, and call out to your angels and guides and ask them for prophetic messages so that you can receive intuitive downloads. I'm also feeling like for someone here, or a few people here, there might actually be a blockage when it comes to what it is that you're able to channel and receive. And it's because you're so stuck in masculine energy, logic, rationale, reasoning, and it cuts off that intuitive sense to be able to receive and to download. If someone has been concerned about balance here, the balance I feel is actually off, especially if you feel like things are stagnant, are not manifesting in the way that you would expect them to, or the way that they normally would. It's because from the last times that you've manifested, or the last times things started taking off in your life, you've been so caught up in the race of it all and chasing, or the pursuit, or your responsibilities, or your expectations, or your obligations, that you haven't had the time to not rest, but rest the subconscious mind. So there's two different things here. There's, of course, the physical body that needs rest and needs sleep, but then there's also the subconscious mind that is allowed to not have stress or pressure or tension or anxiety or fight or flight responses going, that has you constantly on edge. So the subconscious mind and your conscious mind, both of them need to relax and ease up in order for you to receive, because the truth is that Page of Cups and the Eight of Wands showing up here, there is an intuitive guidance, there is an information coming in. I do want to say that for some of you guys, if you're waiting to hear back from someone who's been on your mind and on your heart, it's going to be this week or this weekend or like early next week. It feels really soon. Even with the Eight of Wands, normally I would think that if you look on your phone right now, there would be a text message from this person. But with the Page of Wands here and with the Emperor showing up and the Eight of Wands here reversed, I feel like it's going to be a little more than just a few hours. It might be a few days. However, I get a strong sense that you are feeling this person re-emerging in your life. It's like when someone starts thinking about you and they pop up in your mind, or you're thinking about someone and then they call you shortly after and they're just like, oh, well, I just thought about you. There's something here that you're sensing here. I would be a little concerned and cautious with the Eight of Wands here reversed. And even though the Emperor tends to be a person of high quality character, I would be concerned too, because they still have I don't want to say the power, but the ability to use and abuse something or get what they want out of a situation, even though they might be a person of decent character. And I know some of you guys might debate me on that, and that's fine. But there are people who do have decent character, but if they don't see quality in another person, they don't give quality to that person. That doesn't make them a bad person unless they're being manipulative with it. But that's why it's very important that you have boundaries and that you know what you want and you know what you're about. That way you're not someone who can be walked all over. There's a strategy that needs to be employed on your end too. So I do see communication coming through. I do want to say that for someone else too, there's a message here about, I heard the playground. And the playground, it's interesting that Spirit is referring to this energy as the playground, because what Spirit is saying is that there's really juvenile energy that wants to kind of pull you out of your nest and pull you out of your resting space, or pulling you out of this space of dormancy. And when I say dormancy, I don't mean that you're isolated or pulled away from people or things and that you're not doing anything. Being dormant is a very active sees in a lot of people's life, but in a lot of societies, we have a hard time understanding how powerful rest is, how powerful it is to be disconnected from the outside world and be connected to your inside world. The High Priestess showing up, she closes the blinds to the outside world so that the outside world can't look in and see what it is that she's working on, to see what it is that she's manifesting, to see what is important to her, this next chapter in her life. And even though the Four of Swords is here, yes, of course it can signal rest. But more importantly, I see it as the quiet space where you are focusing on all the activity that's going on within that has to do with you building a huge future for yourself, a legacy, success, winning this match, winning this fight. As I said the word fight, it's interesting because I feel like someone might actually be figuring out their inner workings of their mind, and this feels really complex. I don't know why I'm hearing to be very easy on yourself, and in this time while you're figuring out or sorting through your healing or addressing mental or emotional well-being topics in your life or themes in your life, I don't know why I'm hearing like disconnecting from social media, the internet, technology, and going into books and going into grounding. It's interesting too that I am even bringing up the word grounding. Oh my God, I just heard that someone feels ugly. I don't even like using that word. Like, I don't even want to say it again, but it's such an awful word, and you should never feel that way about yourself. That is not true. That is inaccurate. I just heard that. So maybe someone here is working through issues of feeling. I also heard the word competent just now, feeling like you're intelligent. And I feel like it's because there's a beating down that has happened, or like something that makes you unique. I'll share my truth for a second here, because this is kind of reminding me, and Spirit's giving me the green light to share this. So math has never been my strong point, and neither has my memory. And as I got older, my memory actually got more and more shot as I carried on with life, you know? It's because number one, I'm a space cadet. I've always been a space cadet. Number two, I'm sensitive. And number three, in some ways I have trauma brain. So it makes it hard for your brain to have rest and to remember certain things because it's in a space of I'm going to call it survival mode. So there's that. And then with math, I hated math. Like, I could not for the life of me grasp it and understand it. And it wasn't until much later on in life that I went to the doctor, and they were just like, oh, does dyslexia run in your family because you have dyscalculia? And I was like, well, yeah, my dad has it, my sister has it, and who knows beyond that. So they were like, well, that makes sense. And after that, I was about to graduate college, so it's pretty much too late then at that point. But I say all that to say that, like, math has never been my strong point, but I never really needed it, you know? Like, it didn't stop me from being successful. In fact, I enjoy the fact that, like, my brain is the way that it is. I mean, the way that I'm able to channel messages, like, clearly I'm not meant to be a logical type of thinker, you know? So, and the same thing with my memory. It's to me, my ability to if I had to pick and choose between remembering every detail or my way around the neighborhood versus my ability to channel the way that it is that I do, I'm going to choose what I have now, my gifts. And at first, it would make me feel weird or complicated or complex. I didn't have a feeling of hate towards myself, but it did bring up a lot of energies that I did not like I genuinely did not like. So I'm wondering if this is the example that Spirit is sharing. I'm wondering if there's someone here that feels like they don't want to look at themselves or see themselves truly because they're not fully trying to accept something that they feel like is a fault or a flaw. And Spirit wants to address that and wants you to bring it to them because they want you to actually begin to ground yourself in everything that makes you who you are, because you are a very powerful, effective, abundant leader, fully capable. Also, you're more than a pretty face, you know, you're more than your beauty, you're more than the aesthetic. You have layers to you, and all of those layers are fantastic. There's something here that you can create from that, or something that you've already created, or what you have created, or how the universe has created you is something significant and worth it. So those are the messages that are coming through. Wow, let's look at this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, first few cards here, we have new idea. So this is, I believe, the second time that I've pulled this card. I don't know if you might know that, though, because remember that one reading that was like the best reading of my life, and then the microphone wasn't working, and somehow like I was channeling like crazy, and then when I went to upload the video, it was like radio, like actual radio. I don't even listen to the radio, so I don't even know how the heck that even happened. I don't know how that even would have happened, but that's what happened. 30 minutes of pure channeling. Anyways, I still haven't let it go, you guys. Clearly. Ah, man. Anyways, new idea was one of the cards that was pulled during that time. And this is, again, a new chapter, a new journey, a new thought, a new way of thinking, a new way of approaching, a new feeling, a new love, a new fill in the blank. It's new. And even as I'm saying this, I actually feel with the High Priestess, now would be a great time to light a candle. For me, I would use the Higher Wisdom fixed candle, light a candle and download. Be very open to receiving downloads on exactly what your angels and guides are trying to bring into your life. What newness are your angels and your guides bringing into your life? Next card we have is you are healed. The healing you've prayed for is on its way. Exactly. So we have Page of Wands and Eight of Wands. And I actually feel like the Emperor is going to be the one to deliver this message. So let's say this is someone or someone or something from your past, or this could be a father figure you might be hearing from them, or a visiting of a father figure, or something on the paternal side, like masculine energy might be showing. I would not be surprised. Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm yawning. You guys know what that means. I'm actually, like, not actually, but that's how Spirit works with me when I'm channeling. But, yeah, that this might actually be someone coming through from your ancestors, from your lineage on the masculine side, coming through your dreams or through visions. So stay open to that. And this person there, I'm also hearing that someone here has really broke a generational curse, and it's very important. They're saying that you get up and that you continue on and that you continue to step forward. I don't know if someone was considering quitting something or walking away from something. I just feel like they're not going to allow it. And you might be tired. I just keep hearing a lot of people on Instagram saying, Jess, I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I feel you, honey. I totally get it. You know, don't shoot the messenger here, but you know, the ancestors simply won't. When you're at the brink or at the finish line, you're almost there, they won't allow you to quit. They just won't. Okay, the next card that we have here is Open Your Heart. I love this card because this card is not the card of soulmates, but of real deep love, real deep lasting love, like a real deep lasting connection. And it has shown up for me in very significant moments in my own life. And it has always been positive. You know, even when you're working with Oracle, it can tend to be very positive cards, but sometimes the positive is to speak you through some dark night of the soul type of moments. I'm speaking for myself here. So with this card, though, when it shows up, I've always seen it as something very, very positive and uplifting. And I hope that you're able to trust that something good is actually really coming in. Page of Cups and the Eight of Wands. Because I do think that you should be open to it, especially with Ace of Wands here reversed. Be open to it. For some of you guys, I do want to hear that. I'm sorry. Whoa, I do want to hear. Wow. I think someone should hear that you shouldn't be open to everything. And this is where the High Priestess' ability to channel, to ask for clarity and guidance is really important, because your angels and your guides will tell you this is something to be open towards, and this is something to close off to. So, for example, I was just helping someone manifest a relationship. This person has not been, this is within the last 2 days, actually. Well, he sent her flowers 2 days ago, but it happened over the weekend. So I did a little petition work, and I did some candle magic for this person, and they haven't been in a relationship for a very, very long time. Like, I'm telling you, like over 20 years. And that's right, you heard me, 20 years. And after we did the work, that very weekend, this person was approached by someone else, and this person who approached them had a lot of potential and has been pursuing the person that I helped with the candle magic, right? And the oils and petition. It was a whole thing. You guys know. However, that person then had a second opportunity present itself after years of not even having one person on the radar, really. A second person showed up, and that person is very interested but quiet, but the person that I helped, I hope you guys are following along with me, they said, oh, well, this person came to me first, and I like this person more, so I'm going to go with them. And I'm saying, stay open to this, and begin to pray about it, begin to talk to the divine about it, talk to your angels and your guides, talk to your ancestors, because we did the work to present the opportunity to open the door here. And as soon as you open that door, energy is going to start walking in, but you don't close it off and say, oh, I picked the first one. There's a selection, there's a strategy to it. So for some of you guys, you might be absolutely receiving incredible downloads from your angels and your guides. You might have opened up, worked some candles or worked with an oil or whatever the case is, and started opening up the doors. And there could be a plethora. Don't choose the first thing. Use discernment to help you to choose the right thing. Okay, so the next few cards that we have here are Roots of Abundance. Wow, wow, wow. I'm going to read this for you guys real quickly. Number 2. Being stabilized by deep roots, honoring yourself and feeling secure in your life, trust and belief in abundance. Okay. I'd read this whole thing, but it'll be very, very long. Okay. A deep breath. Exactly. This is connecting me immediately. Exactly what is it I was saying? The High Priestess and the Four of Swords. It's that deep breath right when you enter to your altar, or the deep breath right before you walk into the temple. The deep breath that you take during your yoga practice or meditation. It's something about that stills and calms and centers the mind and aligns the energy to something magical, to something great, to something significant happening with that moment, especially if you're working your magic, or especially as things are starting to unfold within your life. Okay, number 7, let's read it. A genuine expectation of danger. Jizu. Projection of a threat without substance. Fight or flight mode. We talked about that earlier. Inability to focus and trusting in the universe as a way to release fear. Very, very powerful. The next card is Sacred Reverence. Exactly. For some of you guys, I actually just heard there might be a routine that you kind of deviated away from that might be beneficial for you. For example, if you used to be someone who would go for walks, if you're someone who cooks every night or cooks every 2 nights, if you're someone who goes to the gym, if you're someone who calls your grandmother every 3 days, go back to the ritual. There's something about going back to the ritual that feels really helpful and beneficial, that you might have, let's say you might have been focusing on a goal or a project or something, and that might have pushed you off of the things that would normally ground you and center you. Go back to the ritual. That's really going to help someone here. Okay, 47. Okay, Sacred Reverence. Awe for the truth that spirit is everywhere. Inspiration coming through you as a result of reverence. Joyful living, love that. Exploring possibilities with curiosity. Spiritual passion manifesting from the starting point of the realm of spirit. That is very much in alignment. I love that tremendously. And this is Oracle of the 7 Energies, if you're wondering. Okay, next cards we have Air Spirit, Knowledge. Yeah, I think you're going to be learning about something here. Also, we have Uncertainty, Thicket of Thorns. This is about you being open to the wonderment of life and not needing to know, the Emperor, exactly what's going to happen next. You might be wanting to plan your strategy, but Spirit is asking you to take a breath and literally focus. And that's the next card. Wizard of the Woods. Then we have Wolf Spirit, Family. So you guys might actually need to be taking a little bit of extra time with your family or with people who feel like family. And for someone specific, you're learning about the creation of your family and what that's going to look like. And I also feel like instead of you like strategically approaching the idea of family, I say stay open to it and allow the universe navigate you and steer you through the waters of what family will look like to you. Because for everyone it's different. And you never know what blessings are in store. Again, the Emperor is here who has a strategy and a plan to get everything that is that he wants. But you know what they say? Like, you know, they say God hears your plan and laughs. And I think that's why it's so important to have a conversation with the divine and your angels and your guides, because yeah, we have free will, but there's some things that are fated or karmic to happen. And when we have those conversations with the divine, instead of it feeling like the divine is laughing at us, we are kind of clued into what we can expect and how we can prepare and how we can plan, and also just get this, more importantly, this overarching sense of peace, so that we're not fighting towards this finish line, this ultimate goal. Okay? So my loves, I hope this reading resonates with you. It is always a blessing. Always a blessing. I know I say this all the time, but I genuinely look forward to our time together. And there's a lot to, pick up and journal with this if you like, if you choose. Did you guys have dinner yet? I didn't. I'm kind of hungry. I'm thinking about food right now. So if you guys have any ideas, I'm open to it. Because I literally can't make up my mind. And I'm really honestly kind of craving a pizza, like a vegetable pizza. But we'll see. All right, my loves, thank you so much for hanging out with me and being a part of this sacred time. And I will see you guys tomorrow for sure. Bye.